Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday. Did everyone have a beautiful weekend? I actually had a really good weekend. My hair has just been washed and dried and it doesn't look like it. I so need to go to the hairdresser. My hair is wild and it grows very quickly and thick. Even though I've got thin hair, there's lots of it. So good morning to everyone that is on the webinar and for everyone that's on Facebook Live. If you're on Facebook if you are on Facebook Live, I would love you to say hi and tell me where you're watching from. That would be fantastic. This is my last, good morning, Anna. This is my last webinar, Dose of Sunshine for the year. And I was thinking that was the end of November, the last Monday of November, and I just went to press start and realized that the 30th of November is a Monday. So anyway, I just thought about it and thought, no, I'm still going to make this the last webinar of the year. And just look at the process of what I'm doing with this webinar, if it's serving anyone, serving a purpose, if it's the right time, Mondays, 8:30 in the morning in Sydney time, and where I sit with it. So if you've got any thoughts on what this webinar is doing for you, good morning, Anna. Yes, it's wet here in Sydney as well. So on the weekend, I was going to go for a walk and it just didn't happen. Though I did a Facebook Live anyway. So I'd love to get some feedback of what you have got out of these webinars and if this time works for you. Good morning, Hayley. If this time works for you and any feedback that you might have, because I'm actually considering making this webinar a more set process, like a set of webinars each week and then recurring them. So good morning, Judy. Lovely to have you on here as well. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to share my screen. For those that are in the Facebook Live, if you register for this webinar, then you get to see the actual slides as well. And the last 3 webinars, I've had a PDF that goes in with it as well. Good morning, Tam. I was juggling yesterday. I actually changed, this is beside the point, and my webinar is going to be long today, but I made some new juggling balls because I thought mine were too big, and I'm having trouble with the size of these ones as well. So anyway, I'll talk to you about that outside of it. Good morning, Raya. And so if you're on the Facebook Live and you are not seeing the slides or would like to see the slides, then just put in here, yes, please, slides. And what we'll do is we'll actually send you the last 3 recordings that have got the PDF as well. So it doesn't matter. Yes, I know. And it was because I hadn't been juggling for a while, Tam. So it made me realize that I actually do need to do it every day to get my head around it. So yes, if you would like the slides, put yes, slides in here, and I will get the last 3 A Dose of Sunshine, because we've been adding the PDFs to that as well that I have been working with. And so you get the PDF as well as the slides and the information. So let's go. 7 steps to finding your natural light. 7 steps. So we're going to go as fast as we can in the half an hour that I've just taken up 10 minutes with. For those that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Elizabeth Eleanor. I have been a remedial massage therapist for over 20 years. Good morning, Judith. And yes, please, the slides. Excellent. We'll get that to you, Marianne. I've been doing energy healing for 18 of those years. It's something that sort of happened to me. I've had some really crazy experiences in the spiritual realm. I had a girlfriend come over yesterday and we went for a road trip to get a massage. And I was telling her of one of the experiences that I haven't shared with many people, because the spiritual realm, when you jump into it, there's many different levels and layers. And so your intention needs to be pure, as in you need to be aware of the decisions that you're making. So one of the thoughts that I had in my innocence was that I wanted to help everyone. And at one stage in my life, I had some very interesting clients that I was working with up in far north Queensland. And it was around my 40th birthday. I had two separate weird things happening. And I had someone sort of trying to infiltrate my body. I'm putting it out there. And so it was a really crazy experience. And I nearly locked it in because I thought I was doing the right thing. And I just changed. I just noticed that I was doing, like, it took me a while to work out that that's what was happening. But it ended up with a friend helping me get this energy out of my body. And yeah, it was really weird. I was doing things like hardly working and being on the Sims. The kids had the Sims on the computer, and I would stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning trying to create a perfect family on the Sims. And it took me a while to actually work out that, Tam will get that to you as well, hun. It took me a while to work out what was going on, and I had help. And that's where, you know, having a mentor or someone that can support you in the journey of, you know, if you're in a weird space with spirituality. And it was one of those things that was a journey that I had to have to make the decision that because I started going down a rabbit hole, because you can think that you're doing the right thing, and actually what's happening is you're going into, like, you know, the fourth dimension, or the, you know, the I can't think of the name of it at the moment, but you can go into realms that aren't pleasant, and they look like they are, but they're actually a distraction from your spiritual journey. So they look like they're there to support you and to support the people that are going in through that process, and it's actually not. And I have a feeling I went through that so that I could get the understanding and the spiritual knowledge of how to move out of that and into a higher realm, and be back into the place of clear, pure consciousness instead of distraction and chaos. And that's where I was. So that's a really short version. You can imagine it was quite an intense experience. And so I've had some major experiences in the spiritual realm, and is one of those things that being strong, innocent, and protected, and with your intention is really pure. And intention is your power tool. If you've got an intention to do something and it's not working out for you, have a new intention, because the new intention will take you to where you actually need to be, instead of being pulled into a place where, you know, you're being distracted, especially if you're holding the light. When you're holding the light, you will get realms that want to distract you from your light. So it's a pretty interesting journey. And not everyone has that journey. I just happen to, I've been on the path for 18 years, and you know, I'm one of these people that support people through other people's journeys. So it's one of those things that you can go through, and people can get caught in it. People can get really caught in it and have mental health breakdowns and stuff like that. So it's a big journey, spirituality. And can take you on the wrong path if you haven't got the correct mentor to support you through that process, and have that really deep, higher connection with your higher self. So regardless of who your mentor is or your coach, that's the biggest thing, is that real connection to your higher self and your intuition. So enough about that. I'm going to start with my 7 steps. The very first one is to breathe, to really deeply breathe. So anytime that you're finding yourself in a situation like I just shared with you, might have been oversharing, let me know if that was a bit too much for you. We can talk about it later if that's the case. Anything that is taking you away from that feeling of total connection with your higher self, anything that's less than your empowered self, you want to breathe. You want to breathe through. And this is I call this the first breath. It's one of the things that I share with my clients. And so it is like just deeply breathing and then breathing out through your mouth. Because when you're breathing like that, it's like consciously and intentionally breathing out the particles that no longer serve you, that may be stuck in your field, that can get clogged and caught up in your lower vibration, like in your body, and stuck in energies, and that's what causes dis-ease. So, you know, breathing those particles out that no longer serve you can support you through the journey of raising your vibration and you're being more in your natural light. Self-awareness is another one. So number 2 is self-awareness. My hair just looks so messy and it doesn't, not on screen, off screen, but it does on screen. Self-awareness is number 2. So how are you talking to yourself? Just as a bit of an activity, spend like 24 hours writing down your thoughts and see if your thoughts are more positive or are they more negative. Because we are conditioned, our brain, there's a part, the amygdala in our brain is constantly looking for the lion outside the cave. It's the reptilian aspect of it. It's a very ancient part of our brain that's looking for us to get out of danger. And so it's in survival mode all the time. And so it can govern us if we're not consciously aware of moving that out of the way and saying we're okay, and actually filling ourselves. It's a learned behavior to fill ourselves with positive energy instead. So positive words and positive affirmations to ourselves will make a big difference to how your whole auric field is feeling and your vibration and all that sort of stuff. Another thing is grounding. So when you're feeling, what can happen when you're feeling anxious or depressed or something's going on for you, you can actually find that the reason that's happening is because you're half in and half out of your body. So your spirit is going, this is a bit too intense, I'm out of here. So it's constantly outside of your body. And so when you're half in and half out, you can't access the information that's part of the wisdom of your auric field. This is where a lot of our mind is in our auric field as well. And so we can't grab the communication, the language that we require. We have trouble with memory, recalling things. We have challenges with the way we are spending time and relating to people because we're not quite in the body. And so grounding ourselves is a really good way to do this. So it helps release lower vibrations and connect with our higher self. So walking out in nature is a great one. Being on the ground, putting our bare feet, I forgot to put that in the slides, guys. Putting our bare feet on grass is another really good one. And being out in nature and absorbing. So I'm constantly at the moment not constantly, I had a great weekend. I'm in the office a lot. And so I've got this plant here, I've got a plant behind me that is right in alignment with my desk. and my computer so that I can actually look at that plant, and it actually softens my eyes. It softens the harsh forms of a computer, the squareness, the artificial things that we constantly see with our eyes. And so having a plant even in your office or somewhere really softens your eyes and brings a new perspective back into your life, right? So stopping and pausing and feeling into the sensations you are having in your body. And as I said before, breathe in, breathe out the old you and breathe in the new you. So grounding is really beautiful to get you to come back into your body and stay connected to your higher self and your natural light. Setting your day. So this is number 4. It's really important to set the day so that you have something to a focus all the way through. So one of the things that I do every morning, I have done it for over 20 years now. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting how old I am. I've been doing that for 29 years. That's crazy. So for 29 years, I wake up every morning, I put the kettle on and I put half pure water from the filter and then half hot water. And I put a squeeze of lemon juice, and I use essential oils as well. And that's what I start my day with. I've heard people say that actually you should just have water, because the reason they call it breakfast is because you're breaking the fast. And so you've been sleeping all night with nothing in your belly. Your body's been healing. And through that process, you're breaking the fast. So having water or some lemon water, lemon kickstarts your liver for the day. So it helps with the bile process, and it helps then digest your food. Making sure that you're taking time before you jump on any electronics. I'm not quite 100% with that at the moment because I'm doing a 21-day HIIT challenge, and it's online. So I get my phone first thing in the morning and do that. And I do that with walking, stretching, and meditation. Listen to something positive to set the tone of the day. I always have a podcast, or sometimes I just have music. Sometimes I listen to a podcast, whatever I feel like for the day. I've got a UE boom that's in the bathroom, because what I do is I'll put the UE boom on, have my phone on, and I'm listening to stuff while I'm in the shower. And if it's music, I'm dancing in the shower as well. So dancing is a great way to set the tone of your day, get the blood flowing in your body, get oxygen happening. So that is creating a beautiful way of process that will ride and flow you through the rest of your day. If you're looking to keep your vibration high and to be in your natural light, one of the things is number 5 is natural products. So be aware of what you're using in your house and what you're using on your body. So you want to read all the labels and choose your products wisely. And you want to also know the integrity of the company that you are supporting and they're supporting you. A lot of green and natural looking products have synthetics and harmful products in them because unfortunately there's no governing regulations. And so there's a certain percentage that can have chemicals in them. And if it's under a certain percentage, they don't actually have to put that on the label. So you want to find a company that has absolute 100% authenticity, and everything is completely labeled on the bottle as well. When you put something on your skin, within 20 minutes, it's in every cell of your blood. Think about that. Every cell of your blood, if you put something that's got particles, nanoparticles of chemicals in that product, then those nanoparticles are going into your liver, into your blood system, into your kidneys, lungs, heart, brain. If they're nanoparticles, they do go into the brain too, because there is a blood-brain barrier. But when you're some of the things that go over is heavy metals, and essential oils are another one that can go across the blood-brain barrier because their molecules are very, very tiny. So I never put anything on my skin that's got chemicals in it. And I never use anything in my environment either. So even cockroaches, I put a drop of peppermint on them if I see them. And I do everything with peppermint because peppermint deters cockroaches. There's no fly spray in my house. There was when my mum was here, and that made was quite challenging for me. But you know, I make sure that everything that I use is all natural based, and I would say that that's why. I'm just looking at the chat here. Just imagine all the hand sanitizer usage this year. Absolutely, that's a great example, Beck, because hand sanitizer, one of the things about having an alcohol-based product is that because of the purity of the alcohol, the governments all around the world have a law that if you don't poison that alcohol, then you have to have an 800% tax on it. So that's why you will find all sanitizers that are out there that they're throwing everywhere, and like are on the tables in everything everywhere you go, has got triclosan in it, and triclosan is really, really harmful for our body. So if you're interested in finding out where to get a chemical-free waterless hand purifier that I actually use, it uses peppermint oil instead of triclosan, or anything to do with green or natural products that are actually real, that have got 100% natural, nothing added to it, organic, you know, amazing company, then get in contact with me. Maybe put natural products in the comments, and we can get onto you about that so that we can support you through that process. Because the reason I'm telling you that is because chemicals have a pretty low vibration to them, and so any chemicals, even some like will I get in trouble saying this? Like some medication, well, medications, like people run to the doctor to get antibiotics when they've got a cold or a flu or something. Not so much now, they're changing that a little bit, but my belief is you can do so much at home before you actually need to go to a hospital or a doctor. If I hadn't have gone to a hospital when I had a fibroid, I would not be here. I do believe that there's a place for them, that you know, like if you break a leg, an essential oil is not going to work, right? Actually it will, but not to help put a plaster on. And so, you know, there are things that you need the doctors for, and yet we've got so much that we could be doing at home and building up our immunity and keeping our vibration high by the way we put food in our mouth, by the way we put products on our skin, the way we put products out in our environment. You know, there's more chemicals in the average home than there is external to that average home, like outside. And so you've got, you know, chemicals that are coming out of the carpet from the glues. You've got residues from the paint. There's so many chemicals in our life. And if we can spend more time actually doing our best to eliminate some of those chemicals with the things that we put on our body, and you know, the fresheners that we put in our air, and all of the things that we do, it makes it a huge difference in your body and your skin and all of those things. So no Botox here, no fillers, no nothing. Everything that you see is very natural. And I'm prepared. I'm going to be doing that all my life, because everything I put onto my skin is actually supporting my body, is not taking away from my body. So the other thing, number 6, let go of your story. Imagine yourself, this is a really cool one, right? Imagine yourself as an angel. This could be a meditation for you. So feel what it feels like to observe from the earth from a higher place. From this vantage point, let go of any wrongdoings that has not served you, and forgive and let go. When you're sitting up higher than our problems or our challenges or our story, and you look at it from a higher perspective, oh my gosh, things completely change. For those that have been listening to me for a while, you'll hear that just recently I had someone do some work on me, and through that process, I found myself as a 3-year-old in a cot in a bedroom, and I was, the whole thing was that I felt abandoned. And when I looked from a higher perspective, from an adult point of view, and looked at what was going on, Mum was outside in the kitchen cooking, and she was yelling at the boys because they were mucking up. So I've got 2 brothers, right? She was yelling at the boys for mucking up, and she was cooking. And as a 3-year-old, I wanted to see what was going on. I felt like I was missing out, what's going on out there, and I couldn't see. And no one was taking any notice because she was cooking and the boys were mucking up. It was just an average day, right? It was just a normal average day in anyone's household. And as a 4-year-old, I made the decision, 3-year-old, that I was abandoned. And that vibration made huge difference to my life, of feeling abandoned. I would say that 100% of people on the planet have had that feeling, of that vibration of abandonment at one stage or another in their life, because of that total disconnection from when they're born, right? And so be aware, go up higher, look at what is going on, and know that you are higher and brighter than your situation or circumstance. Breathe that in and feel yourself as that angelic being, and lock that feeling in and bring it with you here and now. Bring that energy down with you, of feeling like the angel that you are. Natural is so vital, and yes, check it out. Packaging can be deceiving. Absolutely crazy what's in. And fragrance. Oh my gosh, don't get me started, Helen. Number 7 is call on your higher source for support. So use the techniques that we just spoke about. Stop, breathe, ground, connect with yourself, gently ask in your innermost thoughts, reach out and ask to connect, listen and feel. We all experience this differently. Remember the process, and no second guessing, no doubting. The more you do this, the easier it will become, and more confident you will be that you are experiencing your higher source and your intuition. No one can tell you how this works. When you ground, when you breathe, when you connect into yourself, when you're deeply within, the experience is a personal experience. And so it's not something that you can ask if you're doing it correctly or not. It's something that you will get. You'll just have a knowing. You'll know that you're in the right place and doing the right thing. If this is your first time on our call and you're interested in staying connected, this is a QR code for you. You can get in contact with me through my business page, The Spiritual Warrior. If anything that I spoke about today, you like, even the start where I was talking about, some major spiritual experiences, and this sounds like something that you relate to or you want to find out more about, then put yes, please in the comments, and we will be able to send you our conscious assessment call chat. So a booking link so that you can have a 30-minute free chat with me just to see where you're at and where you'd rather be and see if we can come up with a solution for you. I am doing a half-day workshop called 5 Steps to Consciously Creating What You Desire on Saturday, December 19th, 9 a.m. Sydney time, 9 till 12. If this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, we're doing a multidimensional healing process, and we're talking about the sabotage beliefs that we're all born into that makes a huge difference when you can recode them and change that vibration and come from a beautiful space. I've just had a really beautiful weekend, and I know because I'm moving out of those sabotage beliefs, things are changing in my life. There's new thought patterns, there's new processes. I'm feeling fun and joy and loving life because I can, not because I'm trying to get away from anything. Good morning, Irene. I'm just finishing up. That was perfect timing. So if that sounds like something you'd like to know a little bit more about, then just put workshop into the comments here and we will be able to send you the link. There's 5 steps to consciously creating from a choice rather than from lack. There's a big place. There's a big difference. Coming from lack means that you'll never quite get to what you really want to achieve. You're going to oscillate or feel stuck. Whereas there is a place of recoding those sabotage beliefs so that you're coming from a place of just because you choose it, just because it's fun, just because it's joyful, just because you're the creative force in your life, just because all of these things, that these are your choices in life, they're your real choices, and let them become your current reality. Take care, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. And enjoy. This is the last webinar for this year. So enjoy your Monday mornings from now on until January. I will keep in contact and let everyone know what I'm doing with these webinars and where they're changing and progressing. And I would love some feedback from you as well. So if you feel the need to get in contact with me, let me know, what you thought of them, what the timing was for you, whether it was a good time or you would choose a different time instead, and the subject matter as well. I've got the hiccups. Take care, and we will catch up next time. See ya. Goodbye to everyone on the webinar. Thank you so much for supporting me through this process of doing the webinars. I'd love to get your feedback as well. And we will catch you next time. See ya.